Hi everybody. Okay, just getting organized. The next painting is going to be, and this is really hard to tell, but it is also from a photograph of a dandelion seed floating away into blue sky with a bubble on it, like I guess a water droplet, but it looks like, lost it. Sorry. Sometimes I can't even remember. Oh, goodness. Sometimes I can't even remember. All right. So, there you go. See the bubble? And it's a dandelion seed. That's kind of hard to see, but that's what we're going to be painting. So, still having all of my paint on here. I'm doing this all in one day, so I did that one first, then that one. I am going to do this one next, and one more. I've got a picture of robins sitting inside of one of those old lanterns, the old kerosene lanterns. She's built a nest, and she's feeding two of her babies, so I might do that one. It's kind of cute. Alrighty, so how to get started here. Get you up. This thing does not want to stay up. Wonder if that's going to be enough. Is that going to be enough? There's the bottom. There's the top. You see enough. Okay, so, all right, maybe I'll change my water because that's just gross. Give me 2 seconds. Get your canvas wet. Okay, that's a little better. It's not perfectly clean, and that's okay. This is a painted over. I can actually see that there's a wine glass behind it and stuff, so I'm just going to take my sponge, get it wet. We'll wring it out a little bit. I've covered this up with house paint, so I'm reusing this canvas, and now it's going to be a dandelion with the bubble. Kidoki. So, starting with my big brush, there's already some weird color in there. We're going to go a little bit of white, whatever color else I got mixed up in there, into some blue, not too much. Darker than sky blue, but not that straight blue because I don't really like that color. So in here, where the bubble is going to be, the bubble is kind of going to be in there. So I'm going to paint around that just a tad darker with this weird color I just made. I have to add water to it because it won't make it all the way around. Make sure you have enough. Just a little life lesson I've learned along the way. Make enough paint to cover your area. Otherwise, you got to make more. And it's never the same color, so I just added straight blue down there. Ish. Gonna grab some straight blue and I'm gonna put that on top in the corner just to darken that up a little. Maybe a little here. A little down here. It's messy. It's super messy. It has to be dark or you're not gonna see the dandelion seeds. So blue, white, and I'm going to take a touch of yellow because I have it on there. And I'm going to change that color up. It's now going to be more of a teal color. Still don't want it to be too light because I want to see the bubble. All right, add some water to it because I can't make that color twice. Definitely add a lot of water to that. Get right to the edges of that first color you had. See how sloppy I am? Just get it on there. It's just paint. Be weird. Get it on. Get it on. It has to be dark-ish. in order. I have to add water to straight water to this canvas because I ran out of paint and I can't make that color again. So there you go. I've got all my colors on. Not too concerned that they're so far apart in color or that it's not neat. Just going to make sure all the canvas is covered. There's no holes showing. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So now I'm going to start to smooth that out by bending my brush right over and pushing it in. All right, there you go. Got that nice and smoothed out. Now I'm going to go into the blue on the outside and bring it into this one so that it just kind of disappears. This is blending. Push. If you took too long and you are dry canvas, you're going to get your brush a little damp. You're going to put it in the water. You're going to take most of that water out. Then you're going to go to the edge of here, and that should bring your paint back to life enough to sort of blend it here and blend it out. Just go all the way through this now. Just blend away till you're sort of seamless. It just sort of looks like it drifted into that color and back. Right? You don't see any stark lines. It just all blends together. But you've got definitely two different colors. Oh, I got bit in the ankle by a mosquito. Went outside while I was waiting for the last one to upload. And we're going to blow dry that now. Okay, now you should be looking for something circular if you can't freehand a circle. Oh, I just can't stand mosquitoes. Ouch. Okay, so what I got over here, I got a fire detector. I think that's a fire detector, or it's a little light, or it's a smoke detector. It's a smoke detector. Happens to be kicking around here. So that's what I want my bubble to be. You can use paint or you can use chalk. Get it inside of that lighter area. I do have chalk, but I should be using paint. Yeah, I should be using paint. This is just turn it around because that's the bigger side. There you go. I'm going to use chalk anyway, just because it was there. Oops, it wiggled. It wiggled. I want my bubble to be nice and round. You can totally see that it wiggled. All right. I'm not worried. We'll just adjust it. There we go. Close enough to a circle, right? Okay. Now that that's gone, find your round brush. And I'm going to go into the black. Yes, black. It's scary. And you're going to go around. Now that you're dry, you can put your hand on your canvas. If you're left-handed, start on that side over there. If you're right-handed, start with me at the top so that you're not dragging your hand through the paint. Try to make this as perfect as you can. I have paint everywhere from the last project. I'm such a mess, just like covered in paint today. All right, so I'm going to hold on to that and try to do as neat as I can. So maybe starting with chalk wasn't a bad idea. Doesn't have to be thick, just get that line on there because we do want to see this bubble. It's okay if some areas are thin and some areas are thicker. Ooh, okay, there we go. Blow dry that. Blow dry that so we can erase that chalk. Okay, just find my paper towel, and I'm going to put a little bit of water, doesn't even matter what color it is. I'll get some water on there. Come on. There we go. Wring it out. You just want it damp, not dripping. Damp, and then just lightly go around. And that chalk comes off, leaving you with just your black bubble. Okay? Love it. Alrighty. And the last time I painted a bubble, I'm gonna use my big brush because I have such a big bubble. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of white. I don't have a whole lot, so I basically scrape some off, do both sides, and I scrape some off. And then I'm going to go on my hand because I just want an illusion. So just very soft dry brush around that top a little bit narrower here. You see how you can hardly see that though? Like you're barely getting anything on there, just barely getting anything on there. And then maybe take a little bit here, and I'm going in straight in like that. And I'm just going to carve a little line there. Always on the round, okay? There's a little white mark right in front, just it's also a curve. We're going to do the same with, I had some magenta and mixed it with white, but you can do it with red and white and get the pink. We're going to do the same thing. Get some on there. Take it off on your hand so you have hardly any on there. Do a little bit more. Just right there. Leave some white, got a little bit of pink. Bring a little pink down here. Then, light blue. Can I make light blue? With some of my old stuff. Not too much. Not too much. I don't know if it'll even show up because of all the blues in here, but we'll see. It might be just different enough to be able to see it. Might have to go a bit darker. And then right over the pink. A little bit. Kind of looks like a bubble. All right, so we got that. If you want, you can wash your hands off. You can leave them like that. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to take that round brush that we started with here with white. I'm going to roll it in the white. I'm just going to go over parts of this. Just parts of it. A little bit there, maybe a little bit down here. Do you want to see the black? I'm going to draw a great big, don't know why I'm doing that, but I wanted to have a bigger white line in there. To me, that looks like a bubble. It really does. I'm just going to brighten that little shine mark up. I have hardly any paint left on my brush, but that gives it that sheen there. Doing the same thing with this, and I'm just going to highlight that sheen. See how round it is? I'll bring that nice and close for you guys. Okay. If you wanted to do a shine mark, like a sparkle, I'm going to suggest, because all the light's coming in here, we do it on this side. I'm going to do a great big line down, right so that it crosses on the bubble. You're going to do a cross. So now it looks like the Jesus cross right there. You're going to do an X through that center mark, which is going to look, and I'll hold this one up. See that? So there's the Jesus cross there. Now you're going to do an X. So everything's going to meet in the middle. Put that down to do that. So just going to do an X. Ran out of paint. An X. Everything came through the center. And then you have a shine on your bubble. If you want to do more white up here because you think that that's just too much black, you want to have some black in there. Don't get rid of it all. Okay? So here's the fun part. Now we are going to build our dandelion seed. So still going to use that round brush. Starting right here, I'm going to draw an oval, just like a little button oval. That is the middle where all the little spores come off. And then I'm going to have it swoop down this way. So make sure your paint is a little more fluid. Using the black, you're going to take it from there, drag it along, and bring it down. It's okay to have this thick because we're really close to it right now. So we want it to be a little thicker. But the end will have a seed on it. So we're going to make this look like kind of like a hot dog. Because that's how it came off originally. That's how it came off the dandelion. It has this little thing inside of it. Get rid of all that paint. I'm just going to do the white now. So using that little brush, we're going to have two bits where it's actually holding that bubble on. So from here, softly, right to that black. And then maybe this one's just a little wispier, comes by. There. Whew. That's kind of scary. You can make these as long as you want. You just want to be able to see them. And from here, then you're just going to be drawing a few little lines out. You can add a little water to your white if it's too thick. Ooh, but don't have a big pile of it on your brush. And I'm like hardly any paint on my brush actually. When it starts to run out, then I'm just sort of wisping these things. Just almost you're dry brushing with no paint on your brush. You can see that I don't really have a whole lot of paint. Very low paint. Careful when you get near your black because it's probably not dry yet. Very little, really light touch. Just try to follow the same line. I have hardly any paint on my brush, so it's not really showing up. which is what you want, because it's almost translucent, right? Probably even get some of that off. If you think that that's too bright, here's what you can do. Take your brush, put it in the water, wipe it off on the edge, right? Damp a little bit off on your paper towel and just lightly go over. Wipe it on your paper towel. Damp, wipe it off on your paper towel. Go over this. Watch how light I can get this to go. This is going to start erasing the paint little by little so that it's not so white. Just with straight water, taking off all the paint, damp on your brush, on your paper towel. And look how much lighter I got that. So you can lighten your lines up. If you think that's too dark in there, wipe it on your paper towel. Damp brush, wipe it on your paper towel. Damp brush, wipe it on your paper. Rather than trying to recreate that color that's underneath that you're never going to get right, and it's all going in that direction, we're going this direction, you'd never create that again. So you have to try to erase it. And that's how you do it. So I'm going to put just a little white highlight here on this edge. It's okay if you guys don't get it, like you want to have follow the shape just on the top side, and you can do a little bit of white just on this thing in the center, just a curve, and then follow that line down, just touch, touch, touch. Doesn't matter if it gets to be too white, because you know what you're going to do if that's too white for you. Wipe your brush off, go into the black, and cover up a little bit of that at a time, whichever you think is just too much white. See all that white there? All this white right here. Just take my brush in, and I slowly cut into it. There you go. Same with here. And there you have it. That's all there is to that painting. I hope you liked it. You can do whatever else you want to this painting, but that one is done. There you go. So that is my dandelion floating away with a bubble. I do like it. You can put as much as you want. Like, oh, here's something else you can do. For those of you who haven't clicked me off yet. Big one. Big brush. Let's see if this works. Just want to see if it works. Okay, so I've got the white. Don't want to have anything on my brush at all, so I'm getting almost all of it off. Oh, that looks cool. Do you like that? Dry brush it out. So you've got those veins that you originally drew. Just load your brush up from your hand. Gets to be too much. Oops, oh well. Light touch. There's my happy accident. Oh yeah, that fixed it right up. I love it. Just remember to touch softly. I'm cutting in like sideways like this right now, just to see if I can kind of get rid of that mistake that I made there. And sure enough, because it's wet enough, I'm able to do that. Girls, this is the cat's meow. This little last step that I'm doing, if you didn't hang up right away, woohoo. Beauty. Beauty. Hope you guys can see that. That just softened it up so much. Look, even now, if you just want to redo your veins, I'm using an angle brush because I don't know what to do with my round one now. Look, you can just go over these and you can make them darker so that you can actually see them in amongst your beautiful softness. Oof. Okay, I almost didn't like that painting. Almost. Now I'm super happy with it. Beautiful. All right, thanks again, ladies. I hope you enjoyed that little crazy painting. I have got one more to do for you guys this week. I'm considering the robins in a bird's nest, but I'm really unsure what my third one or my fourth one's going to be. So stay tuned, and we'll see you Friday. Bye for now.